Success? Oh, hi. Glad you're here. I'm glad to be with you. When they announced this set, I was ecstatic for so many reasons. But now, having seen the trailer for the animated special that this set is based on, that's like my most anticipated thing of the year right now. That thing looks amazing, and it's giving us things us Star Wars fans have been I don't know how to put it. It's just giving us things that we've always thought, like, what if? It's like a what if. But especially us Lego Star Wars fans, to get these particular minifigures, let me tell you. So first of all, you got this wonderful Jedi Starfighter, which someone pointed out is very much so based on Anakin's Jedi Starfighter from the original animated Clone Wars micro series, which I absolutely love. And they are correct. I mean, this thing is very much so just like that with the color scheme and everything. And overall, the aesthetic here, I mean, look at this. It's gorgeous. I like to think of this as my Canadian Starfighter because of the red and white. So, a great ship on its own. Like, just this being the set, absolutely fantastic. It was a fun build, even though you got a couple of repetitive things because you're building two sides of a triangle essentially. But overall, just wonderful display ability and wonderful playability. I mean, you got your little cockpit here for your minifig, and you've got your storage here. That's got blue milk and a banana, because why not? I love it. Absolutely love it. So, and then, you got your landing gears. You got your firing laser beams, whatever. So, yeah. Great set. It's a little pricey, but they all are these days, especially Star Wars ones. But you really get all the bang for your buck. You get this amazing, 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 amazing starship. I was thinking, because I keep wanting to slow down on my Lego collecting, especially since I actually have to pay for this stuff. But it was when the incident happened with my Mos Espa pod race, and then I was building something else, and I was like, you know what? Oh, right, it's the next set I'm gonna talk about. Or no, it's the one I just talked about. The Groot set. And I'm like, you know what? Oh, do I really need all these sets? And then it hit me. Maybe I should just only, because I was building this one after I built Groot. And I was like, maybe I should only collect spaceships from now on. Because my very first ever Lego set was a Blacktron space, little spaceship. So we'll see how long that holds up. But because then I was like, well, no, I got another Lego set in the mail, but it's a spaceship. So I was like, okay, we'll see. We'll see if I could stick with that. But amazing as this is, let's get to the main attraction of the set. The real reason any true Lego Star Wars fan wants this set. First of all, you get a Gonk Droid. That's nice. Nothing too special. An interesting build. I have other Gonk Droids that I prefer, but it's alright. No biggie. However, and again, having seen the trailer for this special, and the question is, did they need an excuse to make these particular sets, so they made a special to have a reason? Or did we just happen to get so lucky to have a special that included these particular characters that then Lego took advantage and was like, well, we're going to have to make those minifigs because the fans have been clamoring for some of these for so long. Not particularly this set, but the next one I'll be talking about. However, this has Clone Trooper Akbar. From what I can gather from the trailer, I am guessing that in this universe, instead of Jango Fett, Akbar was the template for the clones. So we're just going to have a bunch of Clone Trooper Akbars. So to have this Clone Trooper Akbar, I'm very thrilled. And not only that, but I realized I'm pretty sure this is the first Akbar I've ever had. Because Akbars only come in a couple few sets, and they're usually large sets that I never bothered to get my hands on. So yeah, this is my very first Admiral Akbar. Although, technically, Clone Trooper Akbar. So that's just awesome. That's just awesome to get a Clone Trooper Akbar. But yes, the main attraction here is the return of Jedi Bob. Now, if you look closely, because this is a reissue, if you will, they've done a classic minifig from 2002. I know that because I had that Lego set. So the fact that this is pretty much recreating that specific minifig, so you have no printing on the back, you got plain legs, he's got the yellow skin, and on top of that, he does indeed have two faces. The original Jedi Bob only had that face, but this guy gets a second one. Now, if you look closely, I wouldn't say the only, but the main difference between this one and the original is kind of ironic. Because what they've done is they've added details on the chest printing and even on the face printing, if you see that there closely, that make it look like this minifig is really old and all like nicked and chipped. So you can see there's little snippets taken out of his beard, little scuffs, if you will. And as if, this part here on his chest is worn out and the paint has been scraped and chipped. So this is meant to look like a minifig that's been sitting in a kid's collection for 22 years. Wow, 22 years. Has it really been that long? Holy cow. So this, like the attention to detail on this to make it seem like a 22-year-old minifigure is unmatched. They didn't have to do that. And I haven't noticed anybody else mentioning that. They're like, oh, look, here's Jedi Bob. But he specifically is made to look worn. And I haven't seen them do that since the Lego movie. So that is absolutely fantastic. I love this new Jedi Bob. But like I said, I know the original set that the original Jedi Bob came in. Because in 2002, what was I, 19? So I must have had a job because I must have bought this thing on my own because my parents wouldn't have bought it for me. But somehow, somewhere, I remember being at Target and they had the Republic gunship from Attack of the Clones. And I was able to afford it. Back then, especially back then, I never really had many larger sets. But I was able to get that Republic gunship. And it came with what was referred to on the box as Jedi. So he wasn't a specific character. He was just named Jedi. This is the original Jedi Bob. So if you compare the two, you'll notice, the slight differences in color, the slight differences in the printing on the chest piece. But overall, it's capturing the aesthetic completely. Except, ironically enough, this one is made to look 22 years old. And this one I've luckily taken care of and looks newer than that one. So, yes, this is the original Jedi Bob that I am very thankful to own. And I've always considered this to be one of my most prized minifigs. So now to have a recreation of one, because most people don't have this, but I do. So to now have both, I'm very, very thankful. The only question is, I get because it's generic, like a John Doe. So somewhere, somehow, fans just started calling this guy Jedi Bob. But when I first got this set 22 years ago and got this minifig, and he was just called Jedi, I could only come to one conclusion. Now, the original only had one face, but it matches pretty good with the other guy's smile. But when I had this minifig, well, I mean, I still do, but when I first got this minifig, and to this day, and I've been saying it, I don't understand why people called him Bob. For me, this is Jedi George. I always assumed that the reason they didn't name this Jedi is because he's meant to be George Lucas. He's got the beard. Got the right color. Maybe it's just me, and just because he has a dark beard. But I always assumed this was meant to be George Lucas. So to me, this is my George Lucas minifigure. I guess I can officially call this one Jedi Bob because he's named Jedi Bob on the package. But this guy wasn't. So he's good. He's Jedi George. Alright? George Lucas, I believe, was the designer's intention. Let's have a little homage to the creator of Star Wars and base a minifig on him. That's just my theory, but I'm sticking with it. So you see you get this nice soft new cape on the new one. And the old one had that crispy cape. But I'm glad I've kept good care of this guy. So yeah, those are the two Jedi Bobs that come with this amazing Jedi Bob starship and Clone Trooper Akbar. If you're a fan of Lego Star Wars, I would say this set is a must-have. Like, must-have. Especially if you don't have the original Jedi Bob. But even the Akbar is worth the price. So, totally worth it. Fantastic set. These minifigures that we're getting in this set and the one I'm currently building, I can't believe exist. Okie dokie.